What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys doing today? And you're probably wondering, well, why has he not said welcome to Phenomenal Views? Because, ladies and gentlemen, sadly, I am going to be retiring the name Phenomenal Views. It had a good long run, but I just feel like I needed to change things up. So Phenomenal Views, they were always phenomenal. But no, I am now starting a new channel name. It's going to be the same channel, just different channel name, called COOCUMBER Reviews. I also have a Patreon. You can go check that out. We have some good rewards for you all, so just go ahead and stop by and check out my Patreon. I do not have any merchandise. I'm thinking of some ideas for some merchandise, so just letting you all know about that. Let's go ahead and talk about a movie I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Alright, web slingers and wall crawlers. As you all know, I am a humongous fan of Spider-Man. Shoot, my favorite comic book movie of all time is Spider-Man 2. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is my favorite comic book movie of all time. I love Spider-Man. Shoot, I have the freaking Spider-Man PlayStation 2 video game, Spider-Man 1 and 2. I have an Ultimate Spider-Man video game. I have Spider-Man from PS1, as you all know. And, I mean, do I need to say more? I am a humongous fan of Spider-Man. And so that is why I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. When this movie came out in theaters, I did not get to watch it. I really wanted to watch it. I just never got around to getting to do it, but I remember when I saw the trailer, I was like, ooh, okay, he's going to be going on vacation. You know, he wants a break from doing the superhero stuff. He'll do it when he gets back. Oh, shoot, we're having like these big things that I've heard called the Elementals. Oh, they're showing up. So I wonder, are they going to be the villain? And then I seen Mysterio. As soon as I seen Mysterio, I was like, that guy's the villain. All of that is a fake. This is a plan to either make Spider-Man look bad or make Spider-Man look like the villain. Mysterio is the bad guy. And, well, what do you know, as Mr. Popo would say,
called it.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, I knew from the get-go what this movie was going to be like, from having Mysterio as the villain. For those who don't know, Mysterio is a manipulator. Mysterio is a special effects guy. He has always been trying to make himself look like a hero by making Spider-Man look like the villain, and they capture that really well in this movie. I love Jake Gyllenhaal as the cast of Quentin Beck. He really plays off that character of, you know, I'm trying to be your friend, but you also know, if you know the character of Mysterio, you know that this is a lie, but Jake Gyllenhaal was able to play the character so well that you actually did think, okay, well, is he actually going to be Peter's friend? But then when the tables turn and you're like, okay, you're wondering, when's his heel turn coming? There it is. I love the way that they made Mysterio look. The one thing I hated about this movie is we did not get any fishbowl jokes. Spider-Man is known for just doing a buttload of quick whips about his villains. Now, I will say they didn't have him do it because he kind of viewed Mysterio as a mentor and kind of as a friend, so he didn't want to humiliate his villains. But I was just really looking forward to Spider-Man cracking some jokes about the fact that Mysterio, he could use Mysterio's bowl as a snow globe, or that he was going to have a bowl of Mysterio's for breakfast. Thank you, Spectacular Spider-Man and Spider-Man PS2, Sam Raimi, for those jokes. But yes, I was really looking forward to some freaking fishbowl jokes, and we did not get any, so I was a little disappointed. They were able to capture the fact of how Mysterio relies on his technology to fool people, and Spider-Man as well, very well. I also actually kind of liked how they kind of did a little development of the Spider-Sense itself. Now, in the MCU, the Spider-Sense has not really been focused on that much. You rarely ever see him use it or them even mention it. They did say in an interview, or like in a comment that I read, that he does have the Spider-Sense. It's just something that we're not really focusing on right now, and we'll develop that some other time. And they spent this movie focusing on that, with them actually showing what the Spider-Sense can do, and of how if Peter doesn't know he's being tricked, the Spider-Sense really isn't going to go off. But also, we've got this really good character development of Spider-Man himself. We have Peter, who's a 15 to 16-year-old kid, having the pressure put on, what's it feel like to be the next Iron Man? When's the next space attack coming? What are you going to be doing? How are you going to protect us? How does it feel being the next Iron Man? They gave Peter like this really good story arc of, holy crap, I'm the next Iron Man. I'm the next Tony Stark. I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to disappoint everybody. What do I do? How can I handle this? And they handled it perfectly when he has a talk with Happy, and basically Happy being like, look, Tony second-guessed himself all the time. He couldn't even live up to his reputation, but he never second-guessed himself choosing you. And it is when Happy and Peter have that conversation, Peter's able to come back and he trusts his spider sense, and we get to see it in full force. He's able to know like when to dodge, what's real, what's not. And it was done so well. I liked this movie. I liked the chemistry that Peter had with Jake Gyllenhaal. I liked how we got to see Tom Holland, you know, without the mask, working in the suit, and we did get to kind of see that in Avengers Infinity War. You know, I like when we get to see the actor in the suit with the mask off, because to me it shows that's not a stunt double. That's the actor doing their job and not being afraid to do the stunts. I like stuff like that. It makes me feel like I'm even more involved with the character and the world. I like stuff like that. And, you know, we get to see how smart Peter is, from him having to come up with something right on the fly, for him covering his face when he doesn't have his costume to do the Spider-Man thing, or when we actually get to see him craft a new costume. Like I said, I love stuff like this. This movie had almost everything I was looking for. When I seen Mysterio was the villain, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And it was. I don't think there was really anything about this movie that I didn't like. I enjoyed it pretty much. I mean, maybe I thought that their whole relationship with, you know, MJ kind of being a bit of a downer, because like the way how they're playing MJ, it's different, and you know, it just wasn't something that I really maybe cared for. I wasn't really that in touch and really that motivated for their relationship. Maybe that's about the only downer that I had. Also, Betty Brant is a teenager in this movie. Betty Brant's supposed to be like 10 to 15 years older than Peter. When I was watching the movie, I was like, wait a minute, Betty Brant? Hold on a sec. She's supposed to be an adult woman, not a teenager. The acting is done very well. The effects are done very well. I liked how they were actually able to amplify a CG suit into the movie and make it, you know, make it fluctuate, make it belong by adding it to Mysterio's character. And like I said, I love the way how his costume looks. I love the way the fishbowl looks. I just really wish that we gotten some fishbowl jokes. But this movie was basically about Peter coming into his own, stepping into that Avenger role after Tony knighted him as an Avenger. This is him truly stepping into that role and stepping up from being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to the Spider-Man, I feel. Guys, I'm going to overall give Spider-Man Far From Home a B. I really enjoyed this movie. It really fits well with the MCU. Although I do kind of have an issue with it being the end of Phase 3. You know, you figure Phase 3 would be the end with... I figured that that's what it would be, but no, instead it was this. That's like really the only issue that I have. So the issues with the movie I have is this being the end of Phase 3, which it should have either been the beginning of Phase 4. No, it should have been the beginning of Phase 4, I feel like. I didn't really care about Peter and MJ's relationship, really. I've never actually cared about their relationship in the movies, just as long as it's done. But other than that, those are the issues that I had. Nothing else bothered me. I enjoyed this movie. Guys, I certainly recommend that you go watch this movie. If you are a Spider-Man fan, or if you're just wanting to watch the MCU movies, go check out Spider-Man Far From Home. Everybody probably here has already seen it. I unfortunately was late to the ball game. I'm sorry. I'll try to be more on point next time. But guys, put in the comments below, what did you think about Spider-Man Far From Home? I want to know, what's your favorite Spider-Man movie, your favorite Spider-Man comic, your favorite Spider-Man costume? How many times have you played Spider-Man PS4? Have you ever actually tried to make your own web shooters or your own Spider-Man suit? I want to know. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to go check out my Patreon, COOCUMBER Reviews. Guys, hope you have a good day. And stay phenomenal. Bye, guys.